Namaste and greetings. Hello once again. This is our opportunity to come together and be steeped in truth, to be steeped in the practice of renewing our minds, of refreshing our consciousness, and all of the other things that come with that, being recharged and revitalized, all of that. And as the theme for this week from CSL, from home office, from the global themes team is tell me something good. Tell me something good. What good are you currently experiencing? What good is happening in the world? What good is CSL? What good is science of mind and spirit? What is the good that it is offering and bringing to the world? What is you get it? There are all kinds of opportunities to be the good, to find the good, to welcome the good. Because the good can be that taste of chocolate cake. The good can be that breeze that came in the window on a very dry, humid, dry heat kind of day. The good, can be all kinds of things. That joke that made you giggle, that jacket that keeps your neck warm, on the good, that song, that cup of tea, the good. And in the grand scheme of things, we have the opportunity to be the good, to be a 21st century new thought, good Samaritan, and to bring the good into the areas where the people there may not readily identify the good. We can sow seeds. Now, I've been with you long enough that you have heard me reference certain things over and over and over and over and over again, such as a world that works for all. How many times have you heard me use that phrase? A lot. Why? Why am I being so repetitive in some of the phrases and words, etc., that I use so that we can recharge them, so that we can revitalize it, so that we can renew with vitality and energy and passion and purpose and action what it will take to truly manifest? So yes, you're going to hear me reference a world that truly works for all. You're going to hear me reference the difference between life affirming and life denying, or non-life affirming, rather than positive and negative. Yes, you are going to hear me reference all kinds of things over and over and over again, because it's the only way we're going to drop into a deeper level of practicing what this is, where we're no longer superficial new thought. Everything happens for a reason. There's only one God, and that God is good. So it's all good. Yes, I understand where you're coming from, and yet that phrase dismisses a lot of what people are experiencing and feeling in their real world experiences. Because the moment you say everything happens for a reason, at a superficial level, this statement is made to that person who's going through whatever family crisis, financial crisis, health crisis, etc. How does that phrase land with them? Is that phrase going to come across as something that is unwelcoming? As, well, what's in your consciousness? And that is the opposite of recharging. That's actually draining. We're drawing energy out of and away from them when we do that stuff. I'm not sure at this point how many people reached out to me when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, but several of them, specifically, several of them referenced the idea of what's in my consciousness and how can they pray so that that is no longer in my consciousness. And then there was a handful of those who, what is this diagnosis? What am I supposed to learn from it? The universe is giving you this so that you can learn something. Now, I'm not going to anybody what you believe, what you want to believe. Believe what you want to believe. That is not my belief. And through my practices and my studies, I have come to a position where there is absolutely no good that comes from, other than ignorance is bliss, that comes from me believing that. So how do there's a passage, I'm pretty sure I put it in the outlines that you should be getting on your app. I'm pretty sure I put it in there. I don't remember at this present moment, but I referenced that passage in the Bible, Romans 12:2. Do not be conformed to the thoughts, to the paradigms, the structures, the patterns of the collective consciousness. You do realize that wasn't written in the King James that way, but you get my point. Do not conform to the patterns of the world. Do not conform to the status quo of. Do not conform to the same old, the carousel consciousness of. It's the same old, but a different day. It's the same old, but a different day. 'Cause the world goes around and it knocks you to the ground. It's the same old every day. Yes, that's a Reverend Ray original. Should get the guitar, but you get the point. Do not be conformed to the patterns of. This is why we learn from Dr. Holmes the idea of precedent. We are not bound by precedent. We're not bound by our history and our baggage and our filters and our yesterdays. We're bound by principle. And principle gives us the ability to move forward effectively, to rise up effectively, to evolve effectively, to live our best lives effectively, etc. Now, oftentimes we will talk about releasing the past. Let go of the past. But let us be clear, once again, we are not letting go of the past, because to let go of the past means I don't think about my birthday or your birthday, because that's in the past. You weren't born today. You were born March whatever, 1966. It's in the past. Let it go. But I want cake. Release the past. Well, when did you learn how to tie your shoes? Today or, well, some time ago? Let go of the past. So that means I'm going to forget and have to learn to do it again? Yes, embrace the... Wait, no. So there are a lot of things in the past that we are invited clearly to hold on to and allow those memories and those skills to support us. So when we say let go of the past, let's be very clear. What are we referring to? Let go of the history and the baggage and the trauma that is not supporting the life we desire or deserve. Speak it so that we can adequately put it into spiritual practice. So when we are recharging and renewing and revitalizing and all of these things that tell me something good and living the good life, et cetera, not just individually, but collectively, how are we bringing this to the world so that it truly works for all? Then when it's time for me to upgrade my phone, surrender this version Galaxy A52, I believe. And I'm surrendering this for a Galaxy whatever is the next upgraded version. Well, why am I doing that? Because the upgraded version offers bells and whistles that this one doesn't, that I want to utilize. It greater memory capacity, greater gaming capacity, greater editing capacity, greater camera resolution, or whatever it is. Well, upgrading our own lives, is that not the same thing? When we upgrade, when we learn a new skill, learn a new dance move, learn a new sign in sign language, and we learn something new, we are improving our lives. And the accessibility for whatever that skill is, whatever, greater accessibility, greater usability. So why would we not? How many of you have ever fight sleep? I got stuff to do and drink the coffee and fight sleep. Stay awake. Got to study for an exam. And then afterwards crash because your body needs to rest. So why not give it the space? How many of you take naps? Taking a nap is a spiritual practice. Do you do it? Are you aware of when your body says, danger, Will Robinson, danger, it is time for a nap? Let me go listen. Now, if you're driving somewhere, then clearly that is not the time to take a nap. But as soon as I get home and do this, that, I'm going to make sure I give myself 30 minutes to take a nap, power nap, or whatever it is. I'm going to rest. I'm not doing the phone today. I'm going to rest. I'm not checking emails today. I'm going to rest. Do you listen? Now, I know that there are times when you're in the midst of stuff and it's like, I can't put this off. And I understand because it's the busyness of the world. And yet, do you ensure that I will do it for this amount of time? And once I get to this point and am caught up, it's me time. It's time for me to give myself the space to relax and to rest in the goodness of a nap, or binge watching something on BritBox. Maybe it is, I want to find out what mum is doing. I don't know. Cheerio. Hello. God bless the Queen and all that. Yes, thank you very much. Like whatever it is. Yeah, don't act surprised. Don't act surprised. Do you give yourself the space to rest into the goodness of? When you want to go to an art gallery, do you go? You want to go to a movie, but nobody wants to go with you, but you want to go. Do you give yourself, I'm going to go by myself then. I want to see this movie. No one else wants to see it. Fine, I will go alone. Because it's what you want. Rather than denying yourself the good. And once again, as someone who is still healing from a health concern, health crisis, whatever we want to call it, I understand that there are days when things are great, good, and ooh, yes. And then as quickly as there are days when it's, you better not bother me. You better not bother me. Just leave me alone. Stay off of my phone. You better not bother me. And then everything in between that. That's part of life. Yes. And without the judgment, without the criticism of, but I'm supposed to be up. I'm supposed to be this inspiring. I'm supposed to be this helpful. Sometimes that's not the energy. And sometimes being good to yourself is saying, sacred, no. No, not today. Not right now. Maybe later. Not right now. No. Because when you give your sacred no, you are availing yourself to the sacred yes, the goodness of that yes. And that sacred no, very easily, boundaries that are healthy and effective. No. yes. So this week, part of the opportunity to recharge and be revitalized and all of this stuff is to give yourself the space to not be conformed by the conditions and the patterns of, but to be, if we're going to be conditioned, if we're going to conform, then conform to the sacred yes, conform to the infinite possibilities, conform to creativity and imagination that express in life-affirming, magnificent, and powerful ways. Conform to the embodiment of the divine and your divine magnificence. Conform to that. Allow that to be the energy that when you plug in, I know this isn't a charger, but it's the closest thing I had for an example. It's show and tell. When you plug in, what is the energy that is moving through the prayer to recharge you? What is the energy that is moving through the meditation to renew you? What is the energy moving through the dance at church that is revitalizing and restoring you? What is the energy that is moving through that conversation that is reinvigorating you? What is the energy that is moving through whatever it is that you are doing to ensure that the energy is coming in, so that then you can begin to act, so that your action, your acting, the verb of love is what comes out. But if you plug in and the energy is vampirism being drained from you, disconnect. Do not conform to. No. And plug it in elsewhere so that energy comes in. The inhale. It nourishes the cells with that rich oxygenated blood and ooh. And then when it is ready, it exhales. And the foliage receives that exhale. It receives the carbon dioxide. It receives, and it give and take, ebb and flow, receive and offer, all together in one divine motion. So don't just tell me something good. Show me something good. Live that something good. Be that goodness in expression. That's our invitation this week. Much love and appreciation. See you soon.